wonderful. But to actually say what I was saying, we do have one donation, but I'm going to wait to read it for entertainment value. You all will understand why. We're going to be getting on to Chameleon Twist 2 any percent here very shortly. We did have a bit of a last-minute snipe on that. Yeah, it'll be interesting. That being said, we're ready to get this run started here very shortly, so I'm ready whenever you guys are. I don't know about you all. I'm really excited for this race. The tongue block has been lovely.
Thank you for calling the offices of Dayman. Please listen closely as our menu options have recently changed. For a directory of services, press 0 or choose from one of the following menu options. For Third Strike, press 1. For Street Fighter 6, press 2. For Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2, press 3. For Super Mario RPG randomizers, please press 4. For Extreme G or XGRA content, please press 5. For all other options, please press 0 or stay on the line and someone from our staff will be with you shortly. Interested in more Dayman content? You can check out his stream at twitch.tv/DaymanAha or twitch.tv/DaymanAAA.
Kabatia way macaan yahay. Ari waa lahayn, ari waxaa baabisay cimilada kulul iyo abaar dhulka ah. Anaga markaa saas baa lasoo guurnay. Awiya xanuustay, xanuun baa ku dhacay shuban dad ah. Hooyo ka soo qaaday isbitaalkii keentay. caafimaad waa ilaa waa ka soo caafimaaday, way fiican tahay. Marka la ciyaarayo waa ka qoslaysiiyaa, markastana waa la ciyaaraa. Waa nin mahad celiya oo ilaashan oo xanuunsan, dhakhtarka noo geysan oo noo caafimaadiseen. Kulliin waa nin mahad celiya.
And we're back, everybody, for more SDAT 2023. Right here, up next, we have Chameleon Twist 2 any percent, a race between Amahumahaba and Popcornparfait, also known as Noah. That being said, I'm really ready to get this race underway. If you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves and your commentator.
Sounds good. I'm Amahumahaba. I run Chameleon Twist games for the most part right now. And that's most there is about me. And Noah?
Hi, I'm Noah, also known as popcornparfait, and I mostly run this game.
Hi, I'm Quill. I'm the commentator today, along with Kefka, who knows this game very well. You guys just heard my voice from the last run.
And before we get started, though, we did have a $50 donation from Quill and All the Fish, who says, I can't believe I died 50 times. Quill thump. Nice. That being said, all of that went towards Davey. So the top two chameleons for the character bid war are Davey and Fred. So you all sort that out however you want. We're ready to get this race started.
All right, I volunteer for Davey.
Woo!
Thank goodness Noah doesn't have to die.
I don't have to die. I definitely didn't like threaten Emma or anything.
Alright, if you guys are ready, I can count you guys down so we have an even playing field at the start.
Sounds good.
We'll get started in 3, 2, 1, go! So this game is Chameleon Twist 2. It is the sequel to Chameleon Twist 1, as you would probably expect, but there are a lot of mechanical differences. First things that you're going to be seeing in this game is that the tongue is able to grapple onto walls, kind of like we were seeing in Super Semi-Roll, which is not a feature in Chameleon Twist 1. Second thing you probably noticed already is there's a parasol that keeps you slow falling. And we're going to use those mechanics to break the game in half. So what happens is if you are moving and you have the parasol, it slows you down in the planar existence. It slows your momentum down in every direction. However, if you are tonguing at the same time, the game does not update to do that. So they will be moving at the regular jump and fall speed, or the regular forward speed with the slowed down fall speed. Now you combine that with the fact that the game has very generous death planes sometimes, and you get a ton of death warping. So we're going to be seeing that a lot throughout the run. As you see at the end of these 3 island platforms, they just kind of go up here and suddenly exist somewhere else, which is really cool. You're going to be seeing that throughout the entire game, and it's a difference between Chameleon Twist 1 and 2 that is very prominent. There's none of this in Chameleon Twist 1. And the entire game is much more open world. Not open world, but like open areas in this game compared to Chameleon Twist 1, which is very, you go into a room, you do stuff in that room, you go to the next room. Then there's more stuff to do in the next room, and then you do the next room. So I kind of like that about this game a lot. Kefka, you have some opinions about this game. What do you think? What are you thinking?
So I used to really dislike this game. I ran mostly the first Chameleon Twist a lot, and it's the first Chameleon Twist has very stiff, kind of rigid controls, whereas this game is a lot more fluid and some would argue even a little bit slippery. I will say that, casually speaking, a lot of people tend to prefer this game. One thing I want to say about the speedrun, though, is if you're paying attention at the beginning of the run, you'll notice that both Amma and Noah were picking up some power-ups. Now, the power-ups are very important for the speedrun. You can get you have a 1 out of 7 chance of getting any of the power-ups, so it's completely random. Some of them are more useful than others, and some of them are just plain out bad. There's one that makes your tongue shorter, for example. There's one that makes your movement speed much slower, and there's also one that makes your movement speed much higher. There are some skips in the game that are exclusive to if you get good RNG on those specific power-ups. So we'll be seeing some situations throughout the run where they'll be grabbing those power-ups and just hoping to get good luck.
There's actually a skip in this level. We call it Sky Skip because it's a Skyland. But you get the speed up power up at the beginning, and you get to skip like 30 seconds of gameplay if you get it. And that's a heavy reset point for those that are trying to go for good paces, world record type paces.
So you'll notice right at the beginning of this boss fight, Amma picked up a power-up, and I believe Noah will as well. It's in the back left corner there, yes. And what it does is, again, 1 out of 7 chance. They ironically both got the same power-up. That's fun. What they're hoping to see is 2x or 3x, or maybe it's x2, x3. Either way, what it does is it doubles or triples the amount of projectiles you have when you pick up something, and you can kill this boss in a single attack, which is obviously faster. Neither of them were lucky in that situation, both getting the invulnerability power-up or invincibility. But yeah.
So we're moving into the next level, Carnival Land, which I believe this one's Noah's favorite level.
No, that's Toyland, but...
I always mix it up. They're so similar.
I really like this one too, though.
I would argue that one of the hardest tricks in the game is also in this stage.
Yeah, this we'll see that in a little bit, but it's called trapeze skip, and it'll make sense why it's called that in a minute. But yeah, this one's based around a lot of carnival attractions, which is pretty cool. I'm a fan of this level now. I used to be a big hater of it. I'm a fan of it now. Probably because trapeze skip is hard, and I was really bad at it, but now I'm decent at it, so it's okay. Oh, I'm gonna get the swag stairs, Noah. Oh
No.
Okay, don't look. Look at Ama's screen. Ama's on a roller coaster. Yeah, so there's a couple things in this level that are cycle-based. These Ferris wheels are one of them. And you're gonna try to get there quickly so that you can avoid some of the difficulties you could otherwise face here. In addition to death warps, by the way, we're gonna see some just crazy not deaths, but still skipping a ton of the level. And this is one of them here. So as you see, Ama is sticking out his tongue that'll preserve the momentum, while using the parasol to not fall as fast. That'll let him skip so much of the level to get all the way down to this little island in the sky, which is really cool. I'm a big fan of that skip. It's also not too hard.
Interestingly, Noah had some issues getting into the Ferris wheel section, but had a very beautiful recovery through that section as well, managing to really save the whole situation in a graceful way, honestly.
I guess something else that we didn't mention, the runners are playing on the Japanese version of the game, which is faster significantly, but also there's a few differences, one of which is 100% is different entirely. There's a couple coin locations that are different, which there's 20 coins in every level, but they locked them behind mini games in the US version, I believe. If I'm wrong about that, Lively will correct me in the chat probably, or Run maybe. Somebody will correct me. But the other big differences are the bosses have additional health in the US version, which is usually the opposite. Usually the Japanese version is the harder version. Oh, I forgot, we're at trapeze skip. We'll pay attention to that real quick before I go on. Ama, not the first try, but getting it. Oh, nope. This is a hard skip. Kefka will attest to it.
Yeah, when I was first learning this game, it was rough. Very rough.
Ooh, Noah gets it first try. Good stuff to Noah. And taking the lead off of that. But yeah, the US version, higher health bosses, and then the slingshotting, which is what we call grabbing a wall and then using that to use the quick momentum. Don't look at Ama's screen, look at Noah's screen. Nothing's happening on Ama's screen. They changed the timing of the slingshotting.
Mention the most important thing too. Don't forget.
Yeah, I'm getting there. We're building the anticipation.
Yeah, we're building up to the cringe. It's okay.
So the timing's slower, which is important. But then, number one, biggest problem with Chameleon Twist 2 US version is they made the chameleons super ugly. They made them look like anthropomorphic actual chameleons, and they're just so small, and they're gross, and they're ugly, and I hate them. That's all I have to say about that.
So, Chameleon Twist 1 has a giant cake that you fight. Chameleon Twist 2 has a giant double cheeseburger. Looks very similar to a Big Mac, honestly. It's got the extra bun in the middle, you know?
Just make me hungry. That's what you're gonna do right now.
Yeah, we killed your Taco Bell fun with Super Sammy Roll earlier, Quill.
Yeah, we did.
Oops, missed a tongue there. I don't know if this is gonna work.
Oh yeah, we're at Iceland skip for Noah's screen here, which is a very big skip. This skips like half of Iceland. And this one is not super difficult. I mean, you can fail it, as Noah's demonstrated, but as long as you keep your tongues, like you get that first one, and then you just like not mash, but you hit tongue as soon as it retracts every time. Also, I did just confirm that you do get coins from the mini games, or maybe it's the training sessions. You have to talk to the rabbit and play a mini game to get a coin in the US version specifically.
Alright, Amma finally coming into Iceland here.
Yeah, Amma, you got this. I know Amma is moved the mic away from his face. He's seething currently. But there he is. He's laughing at me now.
You know, the reality is this, though. Trapeze skip is very difficult. It's one of those tricks where if you miss it once, you miss it 50 times. It's just one of those kinds of tricks.
I went from like 95% success rate today down to like 5%. It was pretty insane. Whoa, I don't know what to do with this.
Oh no, that's a speed up in this section. We normally don't go for any of the power-ups in Iceland because they're not that crucial. So this is a little bit different.
This was an accidental power-up grab.
Oh my god, did you see that? My life was almost over in hockey.
Oh.
Yeah, that was pretty clutch. That little paddle dude got you there. That was nice.
I was nervous for you. I will say one more thing about the trapeze skip before we ignore it for the rest of the time here. Failing it, you have a much harder timing on the second and further tries. Because the first try, you're still coming into the level, so the timing is different, and it just works out really nicely.
Nice
But
spin,
if you
Noah.
fail it, you have to time it really well out of your own knowledge of the game. We're getting close to the boss for this level, which is a really fun one. We like to call him Wheelress, because he is a walrus on wheels, which is such a weird concept for a boss, which I would never think of on my own. But I love this boss casually. I hate it in the speedrun. What you're gonna see him do is he's gonna crash into some walls and drop little snowmen from the sky for some reason, and you have to pick up those snowmen and shoot them at him. However, the snowmen drop in random locations, and the entire thing is ice physics, so it's really hard to do optimally. Noah's getting some pretty good RNG here, with getting 2 to 3 snowmen in a row, but you can see, like, sometimes they're just hard to grab.
Very solid boss fight from Noah there. Very solid indeed.
Watch the boss fight from Amma here as Noah gets into Edo land. Edo land actually just has a new skip found recently.
Quite a large one as well.
Yeah. Bro, who is the previous world record holder for the game, currently 3rd place after finding this skip and not getting a PB with it. Oh, here's a speed up for Noah.
I'm gonna go for it.
So this is one of the skips that Kefka was talking about in Skyland, where it's a speed up dependent skip. There's an alternative method for this.
No.
But the speed up is a really cool method and much faster.
Listen, I had to go for it.
You did have to.
Oh, absolutely. Good
Required
try.
by law. But yeah, Mro found the skip in this level, not this one that's happening currently. This is boat skip. This has been known for a while. Mro also found this skip, but Mro found a skip in this level and just went live one day after not being live for like a month, and was like, "Yep, world record attempts," and gets to this level and just goes for this crazy 45-second time save that he found. So now that is a thing that the current world record has, which pushed the game from a 24-minute time to a 23-minute time.
Also, that night, a run in a week very heavily optimized that trick, if I remember correctly.
Yes, definitely.
Which is
Rose
a
setup
common
was
occurrence.
Garbage. Yeah, the run is a very much a trick optimizer. Shoutouts to Run.
Yeah, Run's
Great
a
having you
genius.
around. Great having you around in the community, for sure.
I like to call Run our chief technician.
It's a really good name. Also, shoutouts to all of the Chameleon Twist runners that we've had. We have 4 Chameleon Twist runners in the marathon between Chameleon Twist 1 and 2 races. And they are all significantly better than me now at their respective games. So proud to have been around this community for 10 years and really foster a little bit.
Love you guys.
Love you too, Noah.
So that mini boss that Amma just fought, there's a couple different strategies to defeat it. You can get a power up and knock it out in one blow by getting the X2 or X3 power up. But the one pretty surefire way is to sort of just let it land on top of you at a kind of a specific distance, and it'll land on its own projectiles and damage itself, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, I love that strat. I'm also awful at it. I've never learned it correctly, so I just fail.
Yeah, I never learned it either. I just shoot at it.
I can't land the shots, so that's my like beginner strat, if you will.
Nice job,
That was a
Noah.
cool little building skip for Noah. Second try, still probably save time with it.
So this XO board, though, that Amma's on, it's completely random as to what pattern you'll get. We've only seen it be a perfectly straight line twice ever over the years, and both fairly recently as well.
I actually got one the other night. So I don't know what's going on.
So that's thrice now then.
Also, you can get double O's there, and it always messes me up. Noah's coming up on the big Edaland skip. Is currently unnamed other than, like, second Edaland skip. So we're gonna fling off of this pole and then get on this wall back here. And then you're gonna do a tongue vault, and bam! You've spawned into the upper portion of this level, and that saves about 45 seconds. If I remember correctly. So that was a very, very good skip right there. Alma's going for it too now.
You can tell
Alma
that
different method.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
I
tell
do
that
the
it's a
flip.
newer trick because there's some different methods that people use to achieve it currently.
No!
Oh no!
We have like a very slight delay, so it took us a second to see what happened there. But yeah, Alma's fine. It's just a annoying little thing that can happen. That roof is very sloped and pushes you down.
There's no efficient way to recover that.
Yeah. We love our Japanese frog here. I think he's wearing a kimono or something.
He's the Frogun. You know?
I hate it. I've never heard somebody say that before in my life. I'm so upset about it.
So this boss in particular is much longer on the US version as well. Has twice the health, takes twice as long, and it's already one of the longer bosses in the game.
Definitely. So, I don't want to jinx anything, but after the frog boss and after the next level's boss, the game has been known to crash. We are prepared for that situation. We have backup saves and stuff, I think. I hope I'm not making that up. But, it has been known to crash. It has been known to happen on world record paces. So far, I don't think it's happened in a marathon. We're good on out of frog boss here, but into Toyland, which is Noah's favorite level, by the way. Definitely didn't mess that up earlier. But this is a really fun level. I like this level a lot.
Yeah, this is also my favorite. I love it.
It's probably the most RNG level of the run, because you try to pick up like 4 different speed ups, but they also have less value than like the speed up in the beginning of Skyland, where you get a 30-second skip.
The boss also has a lot of like
Yes.
variation.
Noah got a speed up here too, so that's it's a really good speed up to get. You really want that first one, the optimal one. It lets you get through a lot of this straight line movement much quicker than just like running past or slingshotting through. You don't have to wait a cycle in the random floating alligator head from the sky. I don't know why that's there, but it is. I like this little claw machine too. I think I just have an affinity towards claw machines. Ooh, and Nama gets to slow down, but this is one of the least impactful slowdowns in the game. You get a speed up, or you get a speed up right afterwards for sure. Definitely not RNG there. There's a little skip here, a little death warp. Lets you skip some of the card movements. You guys have probably been noticing a lot of death warps, and most of them you can see where it goes, where you grab onto a wall and then suddenly you're on top of that wall when you warp. But some of them, like the skip in Edo Land, you're just in a completely new section of the level. And I think those are the coolest ones if you know the game for sure. While we're in Toyland here, I'd like to remind everybody that we're doing this for charity, and we're doing this for children. Children love toys, and we're trying to save the children, and I would really like you to donate. We got a couple of donation incentives that are going on right now for Bug Snacks DLC boss. I think that's right. Is that right, Kefka? You have the
Yes, yes, that is correct. There's also actually a bid war for Bug Snacks as well. The bid war is for journalist color. Currently there actually are no donations for that. So if somebody wants to get in something for that, so we can see either green, yellow, orange, or black for the journalist color, now is definitely the time, because that run is creeping up shortly after this run. So if you want to see that DLC boss or snipe in a specific journalist color, now is definitely the time.
If you want to hear Kefka's lovely voice, read any more donations, now's also the time.
Indeed.
After this robot boss, optimally, there's about 3 minutes left in the run. So, we're getting close to the end here. We only have one more level after this boss. So we didn't really say too much about Noah's pattern here. I didn't see which pattern she got. This boss has 3 attacks. It's shoot out little tiny robots, cannonball, and spinny arms.
He's being a jerk right now.
Yeah, it looks like it. And ultimately, you want little robots first, because they always go in order. It's always little robots, cannonball, spinny arms. And spinny arms has RNG as to how long he spins as well, and where he stops. And you want him to stop in front of you, close enough that you can get to him before he shoots out robots. But also, he can just be a jerk, man. He can spin around for a while. He can start with spin and just annoy you. Like, the worst thing that can happen is he spins around and is on the exact opposite side of you. And that's the absolute worst. But Amo seems like he's got a pretty good fight going on here. Noah out of the fight. No crash, which is great. Noah, did you crash in practice? Right
My burger crashed, which was kind of random. A rare one.
Yeah, that's a rare one. I think we've had it on all the bosses except the last one, which is...
I haven't seen Wheelverse crash.
Okay.
We have a $3 donation from Anonymous with no comment. Thank you, though. All donations, again, go towards Save the Children, and it all helps. No comment is necessary. So, again, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. You appreciate all the donations.
So this level has some of the larger skips in the game. In fact, it might even be the shortest level in the game, if I'm not mistaken. And Noah's about to come up here on what we call pyramid skip, which it's not as hard as it looks, but it can definitely go wrong. We'll see how it goes here. It's really fancy looking, though.
I guess this is inside pyramid skip. Alma's doing the outside pyramid skip, which is another like major time save, and one you guys should try on your own half the game. Inside is much harder. It looks like Noah's getting it. Ooh, that was a crazy angle. Most people go like straight on there, but Noah went really far to the side and Death warped a little bit further in the level than most people. When the short tongue here sucks, you have to take this alternative route to grab another power up to get rid of the short tongue.
Hey, got times
Yeah,
two,
getting the times 2 though. That's nice.
Yeah, it lets you kill these treasure chests faster, which you have to do in order to progress in the level. It moves the stairs out to get you to the final boss. And the final boss is RNG. Yeah.
Woo!
Chameleon Twist has a habit of doing that between the two games. So what you're going to see is the boss will spawn in one of 3 locations. It's then going to shoot a red fire, and then it'll shoot blue fires, and then it'll shoot yellow fires if we get that far. And then it will repeat that. However, the blue fires have 2 different patterns. They're either following you, or they're completely random. Obviously, we want the following ones, because then we can just grab more. So, you want to start out with a good red phase. More fires come out, or it shoots longer if it's more damage. The more damage you do while it's shooting, it stays out longer. And it looks like Noah did get the good pattern. We could see a 2 cycle here with good execution. You ready on time?
Yes.
It's time for Noah.
Look to be a 26-18.
Yeah, that beats my PB. GG.
GG.
And Ama is also fighting final boss now. You ready on Ama's time?
Go, go, go. Let's get another 2 cycle.
A really good red phase. Oh, no.
Ama got the random pattern.
No!
Garbage.
You jerk.
Can we get a "We hate Sphinx" in the chat? Hopefully nobody named Sphinxes in the chat. Alright, so here's the yellow one. Alma's taking damage here on purpose to be able to iframe through the attack and then hit the boss. And that's time for Ama.
Alright.
27-12 or 27-11.
RNG flame. GG,
Yeah.
good race.
Yeah,
Yeah.
GG guys, lovely race.
I was expecting the trapeze skip thing, but that was pretty bad.
Real quick, I would like to take a moment to be selfish here and let you guys know that my eating of the Yoshi, my wife was watching at the time, and she texted me and said, "I am disappointment in your treatment of Yoshi." So, if you guys missed that, go watch the Sammy Roll run. That'll be live on the Speed Docs Extra channel, or it'll be in the VOD. But with that, what do you guys have to say? How was your race? Give us the rundown. Your perspectives.
It was fun.
It was a good time.
I mean, I always enjoy the marathon runs anyway, but it was cool that it was reasonably close, and it could have been a big disaster, so it's good that it was.
This is a really...
I was gonna say, especially with your game over on the trapeze skip, Ama.
Yeah, that was rough.
Closer.
Wait, you got a game over and you were still that close?
I lost a minute and 30 seconds on...
That's crazy.
But I played out of my mind for a couple of levels. I golded Iceland, and...
Wow, nice.
So it required me to play insanely well to even get close. And I think we both got card skip and pyramid skip, right? Or not card skip, Ado skip.
Did we both get it first try?
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's pretty
Heck
cool.
yeah.
The tough
Good
tricks.
stuff.
All right then. Well, again, lovely race. This is the end of my hosting block. Coming up next is the Bug Snacks run. Definitely be looking forward to that. And also CJ will be taking over for me on host. It's been lovely to host this tongue block. Always love supporting the Twisters. Always love hosting for Speed Docs. It's a lovely time. Again, keep donating. But before I go, I do want to read one final donation that just came in a few moments ago from Lively Raccoon, who donated $50 and said, Ama and Noah, you're doing great. Cool to see how much better you've both gotten recently. Thanks very much, Lively.
Thank you,
Thank you, Lively.
Much appreciated.
That's our world record holder for CT2.
Absolute CT legend just across the whole series. Probably arguably the strongest Chameleon Twist player, or there's an argument for it as a series.
For sure. Again, though, thank you. And coming up next, though, like I said, is Bug Snacks. Don't click away. It's going to be a hype time. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for having us on the tongue block, everybody.
Thanks for having us.
Again, this is the end of my host block. Coming up next, like I said, is Bug Snacks. We have CJ taking over for me as the host. Going to be a lovely time. I also wanted to say big thanks to everybody who's donated.